I'm delighted to call to make her maiden speech, Florence Eshalomi.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And I'm pleased to stand here and feel humbled to make my maiden speech as the new Member of Parliament for the area that I've called home all my life. And I want to thank the residents of Vauxhall for voting for me and placing their trust in me. Madam Deputy Speaker, my predecessor represented Vauxhall for 30 years, and as many honourable and right honourable members in this House will know, she was one of the most vocal supporters of Brexit. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, Kate was much more than just a vocal Brexiteer. She was a diligent, hard-working constituency MP who fought very hard for her constituents, and I hope to build on her work locally and pledge to represent the residents of Vauxhall to the best of my ability. My constituency is home to a diverse community. Across our schools in Vauxhall, including my old primary school of St Helens in Brixton, there are over 50 languages spoken by children of migrants from all parts of the world who've made this area their home. We have a vibrant Portuguese, Jamaican, Ghanaian, Ecuadorian, Italian communities who run a number of small businesses and restaurants in this area. Vauxhall also has a proud history and an active LGBTQ community. And I'd like to place on record my thanks to the contribution of the Royal Vauxhall Tavern in supporting and providing a safe space for our friends there. And I'm also proud to highlight the work of the 1997 Labour government that broke the Thatcherite legacy that hurt so many men and women in Vauxhall so badly through Section 28. There are many famous landmarks and buildings, including the London Eye, the National Theatre, the Young Vic, the South Bank Centre, the Kia Oval Cricket Ground and the home of MI6. And I'm pleased to be making my maiden speech today in this section on the Queen's speech, because like so many honourable members in this House, health and social care is something that's very close to my heart. My late mother suffered from a disease called sickle cell anemia, and in later life she developed renal failure, and she had to attend dialysis 3 times a week. The average life expectancy for sickle patients is between 42 and 47 years old, and many experience complications with childbirth. See, my mother was a fighter, and she installed that in my sisters and I, the values of standing up for what you believe in. My mother also taught me how to make jollof rice. And for any of you who haven't tasted that, I want to put on record now that Nigerian jollof rice is the best.
Yes, I agree.
As a young girl, I would watch my mother in pain going through a sickle crisis. But somehow she would still find the strength to help my sisters and I get ready for school and support us with our homework. I know the real value of the NHS. And without the amazing care of the haematology and renal unit at King's College Hospital, and my mother's faith in God, she would not have lived to the age of 60. St Thomas's Hospital in my constituency is also close to my heart. I never imagined that almost 5 years to the date, as I was literally pacing up and down on a maternity ward, looking over the river, trying to coerce my daughter to come out, that I would now be sat in this Parliament fighting for funding for our hard-working doctors and nurses. Madam Deputy Speaker, the NHS is struggling to cope with the increase in demand for health and social care. The A&E department at St Thomas's is treating more patients than ever before. Attendance has risen by 2/3 since 2018. They are now seeing 600 patients on their busiest days, compared to an average of 420 when the new emergency department opened in 2018. So what's driving this increase? A significant number of patients are presenting with mental health and serious problems, a high number of homeless people with complex needs, and the number of children attending the Evelyn Grace A&E hospital continues to rise. In November and December, they had a record number of attendants, with 130 children seen in one single day, more than double that they'd seen in 4 years. With an ageing population and more complex needs, adding so much cost pressures to the budgets, I hope that this government will make sure that increasing funding to the NHS is a top priority. which is why I will be voting to support Labour's amendment later this afternoon. Madam Deputy Speaker, I got involved in politics to give a voice to people who feel that politics isn't for them, or that politics doesn't matter. I've spent a large part of my career working with young people, including the young people that the society are quick to demonise and stereotype. Last week, Tuesday, I was one of the first people on scene following a stabbing incident which took place just over the border of my constituency. As I made that frantic phone call to the emergency services, I and 2 other members of the public, trying to stem the flow of blood from the young boy who'd been stabbed. I later found out that young boy was 15 years old. I was scared. I was sad, because some members of the public walked past. We cannot allow ourselves to become desensitised to the issue of knife crime. Young people in my constituency are being groomed for violence, and there's been an increase in fatal stabbings over the recent years. I firmly believe that to tackle this issue, we need to understand the root causes of the problems. Evidence from various commissions, including the recent work led by the Honourable Members for Croydon Central and Lewisham Deptford, shows that the vast majority of young people involved in knife crime have suffered childhood trauma. Mental health services for our young people has not been adequately funded. And I hope that the government will again make a commitment to reverse the cuts and support our young people at risk. In this Parliament, I will continue to stand up for that investment in youth services and creating positive opportunities for our young people so that they don't see that selling drugs is a way to make money. I will continue to speak up and challenge the Home Office to invest in our police services so that they can have the resources to catch the people who continue to exploit our vulnerable young people. And I will continue to champion and speak up for the young women and girls who are facing sexual exploitation. The people of Vauxhall have placed their trust in me, and I pledge to represent their interests and concerns to the best of my ability as long as I am in this House. Thank you.